Hello, my name is Courtney Mullins, and this is Rhetorics of Resistance in Retrospect, Josiah Henson's Constructions of Identity Through Biblical Rhetorics and White Masculinity, for Dr. Alonzo Smith's first summer session, 2024, English 5548, Resistance and Black Masculinities. A prominent figure in abolition narratives of North American slavery, Josiah Henson rose to distinction not only for his compelling life story, but also for his influential writings. Visibility of his work widened when Harriet Beecher Stowe credited him with inspiring the title character of her novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin. Stowe's 1852 work portrayed the life of Uncle Tom, a Black enslaved person known for his kindness and loyalty despite facing brutal treatment from white slaveholders. He was a Christ-like figure who sacrificed himself rather than betray his fellow enslaved. Initially, Uncle Tom was seen as a heroic character, standing for Christian values and endurance in the face of oppression. Over time, as African Americans fought for civil rights and equality, the term Uncle Tom began to be used more pejoratively to describe Black individuals perceived as overly deferential to white people. This shift was influenced by the perception that Uncle Tom represented a stereotype of a Black person who appeases white authority figures rather than challenging oppression. The widespread acclaim of Stowe's novel and the enduring prevalence of the subservient Uncle Tom archetype have eclipsed Henson's genuine narrative, reducing its visibility in cultural discourse and oversimplifying the intricacies of his life journey. Using a post-colonial, intersectional approach to classical theories of rhetoric, Henson's rhetorical strategies, especially those employing biblical parallels and rhetorics of white masculinity, can be read as covert forms of resistance in the navigation of unjust systems. The long 19th century, spanning the French Revolution in 1789 to the onset of World War I in 1914, was characterized by significant global shifts, including colonial expansion, industrialization, the institution of slavery, and its eventual abolition. The transition from agrarian to industrial economies, driven by technological advancements, fostered urbanization, spurred migration from rural to urban centers, and catalyzed the rise of new social classes and labor movements. Josiah Henson's birth in Port Tobacco, Maryland, coincided almost directly with the onset of the long 19th century. During his early years, he witnessed the violent rape of his mother by a white overseer and the brutal beating and mutilation that his father endured for defending her, starkly illustrating the harsh and dehumanizing nature of slavery. Henson describes the trauma of being separated from his mother at auction and their later reunion at Isaac Riley's plantation, where he experienced enslavement until adulthood. Enslavement was all Henson had ever known, and he strove for moral fortitude and integrity in a system that lacked any semblance of such. His autobiography remains a compelling testament to resilience and defiance against the dehumanizing impacts of slavery. Three key theoretical concepts will shape our understanding of communication, society, and identity within this analysis: rhetorical theory, postcolonial studies, and intersectionality. Each challenge us to critically examine how communication shapes perceptions, how historical injustices continue to reverberate through society, and how identities are shaped by overlapping axes of privilege and disadvantage. Rhetorical theory provides a comprehensive framework for understanding the persuasive and influential nature of communication in various contexts, emphasizing the strategic use of ethos, pathos, and logos, which in the ancient Greek origins of rhetorical theory are appeals to credibility, emotions, and logic, which craft messages that sway opinions, inspire action, and profoundly engage audiences. Postcolonial studies offers a critical perspective on the lasting effects of colonization and imperialism globally, examining their deep cultural, social, political, and economic impacts. This field compels us to confront enduring inequalities, power dynamics, and challenges to cultural identity and social injustice, highlighting how colonial powers have significantly shaped Indigenous peoples, cultures, languages, and ways of life. Kimberly Crenshaw's theory of intersectionality provides a nuanced perspective on identity and discrimination, encouraging us to view each aspect of an individual's identity, such as race, gender, class, and sexuality, as distinct puzzle pieces. And the theory illustrates how these pieces intersect and interact, shaping complex and often unequal experiences of privilege and oppression, thereby offering insights into the diverse ways individuals navigate social structures. At first, Henson's expressions may appear acquiescent, but a deeper analysis reveals an awareness that Dubois termed double consciousness, or the sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others. And Henson's rhetorical strategies, especially those employing biblical parallels and rhetorics of white masculinity, can be read as covert forms of resistance in the navigation of unjust systems. Biblical rhetoric encompasses the persuasive and communicative strategies used within the Bible itself, as well as in the interpretation and application of biblical texts. They employ rhetorical devices such as metaphors, allegories, parallelism, repetition, and vivid imagery to convey theological truths, ethical teachings, and prophetic messages. The Bible frequently employs ethical and moral arguments to persuade its audience, including appeals to justice, mercy, righteousness, and the consequences of actions, aiming to guide behavior and attitudes in accordance with religious teaching. The Bible, as the cornerstone text in Christianity, played a pivotal role in shaping the religious, legal, social, and cultural landscape across the continent. Christianity spread rapidly across Europe following its embrace by Roman Emperor Constantine in the 4th century CE. Interpretations of biblical passages have been used to justify patriarchal structures, displacement of indigenous peoples, and the imposition of European culture and governance. Certain biblical passages have been used to justify violence and militarism, and during slavery in the United States, most notably, biblical passages were misinterpreted to justify the enslavement of Africans. White masculinity represents the imposition of Western gender roles that reinforce racial hierarchies and stereotypes, embodying ideals of power, dominance, authority, control, and entitlement. Emerging from colonial structures, these rhetorics perpetuate inequalities that extend into various facets of identity, influencing social status and opportunities. Rhetorics of white masculinity uphold norms linked to white males, often portraying them as inherently superior, natural, or inevitable. They tend to dismiss challenges to these norms, minimize alternative perspectives, and marginalize non-white and non-normative masculinities. And symbolically, white masculinity is frequently associated with strength and leadership while perpetuating stereotypes and negative narratives about non-white masculinities. Emotions such as fear or pride are strategically used to foster division within communities. Josiah Henson's rhetorical resistance, analyzed through a post-colonial and intersectional lens within classical rhetoric, reveals nuanced strategies that covertly resist unjust systems. Through his adept use of biblical parallels and critiques of white masculinity, Henson illuminates the intricate intersections of race, gender, and power in 19th century America. His autobiography not only challenged prevailing notions of African American identity, but also stands still as a testament to the enduring power of storytelling in resistance and empowerment. By engaging with Henson's narrative in this way, readers are prompted to critically reconsider their perceptions of Black resilience and resistance, recognizing the transformative potential of narrative as a tool for social change and historical reevaluation.